the presence of Jesus. Like our ancestors that Isaiah was writing to, I think at times our focus is off. The words of Isaiah seem very, very harsh, but in fact there are 3 parts to Isaiah's long, long book, 66 chapters. The first part is to warn the people about the Babylonians who were going to attack them. People paid no attention. The second part was to tell them what to do during the attack. People paid no attention. In this third section and final section of Isaiah, the people are returning back to the native land, to Jerusalem. And so the words of Isaiah might seem harsh, but he's just telling the people what he is observing. This remnant people returning to Jerusalem, and they're not happy because it doesn't look like it used to. It's rubble, it's ruins, and he's asking them to build it back. Paul commends the people of Corinth in his reading. He calls them holy. Why? Because they are acutely conscious of a mystery yet to be revealed. Their faith and hope is in the last day, when the full and the final revelation of the mystery will be revealed. That is exactly the focus of Advent. Although we like to think about nativities and Christmas and the baby Jesus and so on and so forth, in fact, the first 3 weeks of the 4 weeks is all about the second coming. We know that Jesus has already come. And so he's asking us to look for what? To realize, first of all, that we share a common goal, a common destiny. We were created by God, loved by God, destined for eternal fulfillment in God's love. But life, and for that matter, Advent, is not just waiting around for that to happen. It's not about killing time, because God knows that time is a fleeting thing. We're not just sitting around waiting for that end time. We need to watch and to pay attention to God's presence in every aspect of human experience in this day and age. To be alert to his presence in our marriages, our families, our friends, in work, at school, in all relationships. There's a story told about a bridge in South America, and it's made up of interlocking vines which support this precariously swinging wooden walkway which is high above a turbulent river down below. Author Philip Yancey stood at the edge of that bridge, deciding whether to trust it or not. One part of him knew it had stood for many, many years, with thousands upon thousands of people successfully utilizing it to cross over the river. Even as he stood there was person after person confidently getting onto this bridge and crossing. Yancey, in his book, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, says the following, and I quote, "The engineer in me wanted to weigh all the factors, measure the stress tolerance and the vines, test the wood for the intensity that it would carry. survey all the bridges in the area, and for that matter, as a stranger, I didn't know what to think. I could have spent a lifetime determining whether or not the bridge was trustworthy. But eventually, if I really wanted to cross, I just had to take that first step. And when I finally put my weight on that bridge and walked across, even though my heart was pounding and my knees were shaking, I was making a significant declaring my position that I would not be afraid. Like that story, we come to many of those bridges in our life. We don't know what to trust. We cannot wait until everything in the world is perfect in order to move forward. And we can't let fear move us from who we are. COVID-19 is horrible, but it's also a time to become more selfless, not selfish. So many times fear can do that to us. We dig in, we start to worry about me. We start to wonder what's going to happen. And so much of what we're being asked to do is about being selfless. It's about the other person. It's about all the people, those that we know as well as a stranger. In that way, and only in that way, do we begin to discover Emmanuel, God with us. Jesus Christ became human for us, to show us what humanity can be, what you and I can be and can do. Yancey said the following in that same book, After Crossing. Often I've had to act on the basis of the bare bones of Christian faith. Before those bones fully formed in me, and before I understood the reason for their existence. Bone is hard, but alive. If the bones of faith do not continue to grow in us, then we and they will become nothing more than dead skeletons. Jesus Christ is not just asking us to do something. He's asking us to be vital. He's asking us to live. He's asking us to share in the experience of life with all the people of the world. To know that that is our God. God among us, God within us, God between us. So look around, be watchful, and realize that God is right here, right now, in 2020. But only if we know what we're looking for.